Hello again, and Jai Shri Mataji. We start the second part. We don't know how many parts will be in our conversation with Luis Garrido. I'm Daniel Boston. In the first episode, I have to remember you that we are talking about his first experience in Sahaja Yoga, amazing things about how he meets Shimataji, his predictions about his future, his getting his realization in Portugal. You don't tell us the city. Was Lisbona, or
Yes, it was. Yeah, Lisbon.
Lisbon, Lisboa. Um, we find a lot of interesting things. You will see that episode, I suppose. We will continue because he promised us more interesting things. I just remember you that the last scene from the previous episode was in the train going to London with the gentleman who helped him to um, in over the border in immigration checking and everything. Telling about that, I was thinking about that person as being Sri Hanuman. That's my first thought.
Yes, yes.
uh,
Uh,
so I challenge you to do some
it's a big mystery to me. I mean,
yes,
this is a
yes, but
person who can he can disappear from a train even, you know.
exactly,
It's
exactly. It's happened something a bit similar with my wife when she came in New Zealand. After I've been here 2 months before her, and she come by herself with our both two kids and another few suitcases, not as many as you, because she cannot do, and was helped by a gentleman in the plane, more or less similar, without the drama from the customs. So please continue, dear Luis, with your story when you where you stop it.
so there's I don't know where to go from here.
Go to the ashram, please.
Ashram. Yes, it's a bit I'm a bit blank now.
Tell us about second meeting with Shimataji in London then.
Yes, so the first time I met Srimataji in London, I arrived there at Brompton Square. Mother was living in Brompton Square, and I was left in the alone in the reception room, and mother was upstairs in the bedroom with another Yogi and others in the house. So I was left there alone quite a long time, and it was a very very deep experience to be there, in silence in a room. There's no one else in that room. It was pretty dark. There was no light on, and I was there. It was very dark, that room, and I was alone there. I knew that mother was upstairs. And it's such an incredible experience. When I was reading the Pilgrim's Progress, that book by John Bunyan called Pilgrim's Progress, when he goes to meet the interpreter at the interpreter's house, I felt I don't recognize that book.
It's a new edition in
Oh,
pink.
Pilgrim's Progress, yes, from John Bunyan. Yes, it describes, the experience of the seeker of truth is meeting the interpreter, and in that room there are seven. In that house there are seven rooms. Each room gives an experience to help the seeker, realize and overcome some of his obstacles and conditionings. It's an experience. And I remember reading the book of John Bunyan when it reached that point, I went totally thoughtless. And I remember, oh my God, this puts me back to that event when I first met Srimataji in London, and on that first visit at our house. And then after waiting quite a while there, I was asked to go upstairs, to see Srimataji. As I arrived in the room, I sat there with mother on the floor, and suddenly I had such a emergency in my bowels. I felt if I don't jump out of here, I'll have a beyond control, like a massive diarrhea, you see. And Shimataji knew what's happening to me when I got up. She said, quick, quick, you can use my bathroom if you want. Go and use my bathroom, you see. And I said, no, I can't, I can't. And I said, can I come back if I leave this room? Because, if I go downstairs, then am I allowed to come back to, I wanted to spend a bit more time with mother. Yes, yes, just go. You can come back. So I went. When I returned, mother was laughing and she said, I had the same problem, twice before meeting you. See, the time while I was downstairs, mother was working on me and clearing me out. And mother also had the same problem that I was feeling, you see. So mother was clearing me out completely. The amount of rubbish inside of me was amazing. She also had this same physical problem I had. I don't know if she vomited or not, you see. So mother told me she had two bouts of the same herself, while waiting for me. She was trying to clear me out. So it was a big clear out. I felt like a new person. Like, oh my God, I'm probably I can't describe, in words how it feels. All I can say is that suddenly, while I was there talking with mother, suddenly I went into a state of bliss. I could not even stop smiling, smiling, and smiling, and smiling. And mother said, "Oh my God, what took you so long?" She said, "What took you so long to reach that state?" See, because mother said it's like lifting stones. Mother said, mother had to work very hard to put me in that state. She said, it's like lifting heavy stones. But at last, I reached that state, and it was absolute bliss. But mother said, "Goodness." It took a long time, huh? Because so mother was working on me for a long time, even while I was downstairs waiting a long time. It's not, mother was working hard, really. Mother worked very hard on all of us, cleansing us. But when it happens, suddenly you feel a surge of joy that is, I cannot put it into words, but still today I remember that moment. And I remember mother saying, "Wow, what took you so long? It's like
Finally,
lifting stones."
finally.
Yes, I got there. It was I mean, one cannot forget those moments, of joy. And you can feel mother's love. Really, it's incredible, like your own mother.
And you live in the ashram. How was the life in the
Oh,
ashram in 1982?
oh, it was paradise. Shasham
How
Road
many
was a
people?
different. It was full. People coming and going all the time. It's like everybody was free to come and go whenever you want. The rooms were
I
full.
remember, I remember a talk of Shimataji who was a little bit more upset about the people who come and go, and who treat that ashram as passing by, or
A free
just
hotel.
a free
Yes, a
a
free
free
hotel.
hotel, a free food. They even come not only to the ashram but to Sri Mataji's house, and
Yes,
do not
yes.
behave properly. So I know that from Sri Mataji's talk. I mean, it's not a make up story.
Very true, very true. That's exactly what I mean. I had been invited by mother to come, so I had that excuse to come to London to see her. It was not I didn't come as a tourist. I came as a pilgrim to
Yes.
to meet to meet mother. She told me to come. I was bringing all that luggage and other items of mother that she left behind, pieces of jewelry. Mother left a few pieces of jewelry in Portugal also from the previous visits. So I was carrying lots of things. That's life. That's so I had a kind of a purpose in coming. But it's as if mother had to give me realization again. From the last time I had met her until when I came, I was totally clogged up again. So mother had to cleanse me again and put me in that state. It was like another salvation she had to give.
So
It's
in
interesting.
London, you start living in the ashram. How long did
Only
it?
very briefly.
Very
Very
brief.
briefly. At that time, I was there for a month only because then mother sent me to another place to meet my wife, you see. So I was sent to Brighton to meet her. Because
Before that, just a question. You know me, how curious I am. What's happened with the address of the tall gentleman who saved you from the clutches of the custom?
I don't know.
Because
He signed the papers. I never saw him again in my life. I
I
did not
know,
meet
but
him.
you don't have his address?
No.
Ah,
He gave
okay,
he gave his address to the customs,
to the
to the
custom. Okay.
saying he can stay at my place, but then he disappeared from the train. No one knew about him, no one saw him. I saw him there giving a big speech to people, and everybody was listening with great reverence to him. Very important person. But I just could not stay there listening to him because I was worried about mother's suitcases and belongings. So I went to check they were okay. I put someone in charge, keeping an eye for me. That took a second. When I came back, the people were still there, but not him. The man was gone. And I asked them, and they
Do
all
you
denied.
realize? Do you
They said there was,
realize that uh, parallel words you live in probably for few seconds
yes,
when you see him and after that you don't?
is gone, and nobody ever saw him or heard about him. There was no man here making a speech. I said a few words. He was talking about this and that because I heard
Yeah,
for a few minutes
yeah.
what he was saying. He was talking about life at college and at universities and things like that. So I said, look, he was talking about life at universities, how it is like in England. He had a subject he was discussing, but said no, there was no man ever in this compartment here with us.
Parallel,
No one talked about universities. No man of that description. You must be having a vision or something.
parallel universe.
I wanted to thank him for everything he did for me, but he's
Okay.
gone.
Yeah.
I checked all the compartments in the train. That man never existed, it seems. It was
Coming back to England, you said you live briefly in the
Chesham Road.
in the Cheltenham Road. You left. You start studying or do something in
No,
England?
so
No, you
immediately
finish.
then,
Yeah.
no, mother told me, get married in less than 6 weeks, mother told me. So
Ah, you
after,
said you go to Brighton.
yes, to meet my new wife, you see. So I went there to meet her, you see, at the Indian tour. So my wife, Carol, she had gone to the Indian tour, and that year, she Mataji told
1982.
1982, 81, 82. So that year, she Mataji said to the ladies that I'm a bit tired of you ladies, are always refusing the matches. You don't agree with the match. It's so difficult to get a match. So now I want you to do it yourselves. You choose your grooms, you see. You choose. And so she gave all the ladies, all the girls who wanted to get married, a piece of paper. It's a vibrated piece of paper, mother vibrated the paper. On this paper, now you write the names of the men you want to marry. Give me your first choice, your second choice, and your third choice, even. So you tell me this will make my life easier. At least then, if I choose someone that you chose, you are not going to refuse it. So it makes it easier to get the match. So this was a new method, you see. And
Never know about that.
yes, for some reason, Carol gave back the paper to Mother Blank, you see. She was very embarrassed because she could not put the name of anyone on that paper. She just couldn't, you see. Some ladies tried to put some names or some boys that they might prefer or not. But Carol couldn't find anyone, so she gave Mother the blank papers. Mother, I'm sorry, this is a blank paper. And Mother laughed. All right, so that means the person you are meant to marry is not here right now. That's all it means. It just means that the person that is meant for you is not here on the tour, so there's no point you putting the name of a person you don't even know his name. So, so when she came back home, she decided, let me start a program. I'm going to start a public program in a place called Lewis. That's my name, you see. So there's a town called Lewis, and she decided, let me start a public program in Lewis. And then she decided to write a letter to Srimataji. Let me invite Srimataji. She might want to come to this program to give the talk. And Srimataji said, yes, I'll come to the talk. This is very near Brighton, where she was staying also. So she was living in Brighton, but she wanted to start a program in Lewis. So then Srimataji told Carol, look, Now Louis came to Louis because mother sent me to Louis also. Now we can marry Louis. You see, it was written. That is why you could not put the name on the paper. You see, because he was not there in India that time. So now Louis came to Louis. Now you can marry Louis. So this was another small coincidence. So Srimataji came to the program and gave the program in Louis. You can get the tape. Mother gave a talk there. And so I came to Brighton to meet her and to get married. And everything went well. Mother was giving blessings, so everything went well. It was
Just a
easy.
joke. Just a joke who come in my head now. Remember your song about
Carol,
Carol?
yes.
Oh, Carol. Um, maybe Carol has thinking a little bit in her head about Brother Louis, another song.
Yes, another song, yes. But she must
You
know.
remember that song, Brother Louis?
Yes, yes. She must have known about Louis because she
Yes, somewhere in the back
she
of her head.
she started a public program in Louis. She invited mother. Mother came, and everything worked.
Yeah.
So that's another incident. I don't know. There are many incidents. I'll tell you another small one. I was then, well, after getting married, I received another letter ordering me to present myself in my regiment and start military training.
Back in
Because,
Back in
yes, a year later, my regiment asked me again to present myself, you see. And so I went straight to mother. Mother, I've received another invitation to go to my regiment, and I cannot refuse. Otherwise, I'll be treated like a deserter. I'll be put to jail. And mother said, "So, come on, you are a lawyer. Think, think. What can you
avoid
do? What can you
avoid
do?" You see. And although I'm a lawyer, I wasn't coming up with any ideas. Think about it. So, what are the methods for postponing, doing the military training? Of course, mother. One is to embark on enroll on a university course. Oh, really? Okay, good idea. Just do that. Enroll yourself on a on a university course. Okay. Mother told me to do that, so I enrolled myself. And mother said, "All right, enroll yourself on a military on a course, university course, and you should choose maritime law. Go and choose maritime law." So I chose that maritime law, and the place was Cardiff. So the only vacancy for me was in Cardiff. And mother said, "Cardiff, excellent. Go there." And you go there and do the course. So immediately I packed my bags and with my wife and child, and we went to live in Cardiff.
You
And
have
I
a child.
found
You have a child by that time
by then we had a child had just been born. So we went there. And because mother said you'll get the place, I believed it. So I even got the flat next door to university, very convenient. So when I went to the interview, the teacher asked me, "So where do you live?" "Oh, just here next door." Next. "Oh, what a coincidence, is it?" "No, no, not a coincidence. I needed a place
close.
next to next to the university." But I still have not offered you a place in the course. There are very few places, and you moved immediately with your family and child and found the place here next to university as if you already have the place. I couldn't tell him, you see, because Shimataji told me, "Go, go, go, you'll get the place, don't worry about it. You get the place, whatever you do, remember to talk about Sir CP during the interview. That's very important. You just talk about Sir CP." So during that interview, I talked about Sir CP. And Sir CP is the top expert in international law of the sea, in maritime affairs. And my teacher was a specialist in maritime law. So when I said, "So what you know, Mr. Srivastava? You met him?" "Yes, yes, I've met him many times, at Shrimataji's house." He said, "But I am your teacher, and I've never met him, you see. This is very strange. You already met him. You've not even started the course, or I've not even offered you a place on the course, and you already met him. You know what? Mark my words. I'm gonna meet him too. I'm gonna meet him. I'm gonna make it my business. I meet him, you see." I said, "Yes, of course. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to invite him to be a professor honoris causa of this course, of this universities. and then I'll meet him for sure. I said, good idea. Go ahead and do it. Guess what? He did it. And Sirsipi came and Shrimataji came and they made Sirsipi a doctor in law, a doctor of maritime law, of for that university. Mother was very pleased with this. And she came and the daughters and Sirsipi, they attended the whole,
They
they
live in
attended
Cardiff?
in Cardiff, you see, he came for that ceremony. But that now during this interview, and I needed the place, because he told me he's gonna give me the place. I said, you are breaking the law because you are charging me as if I'm just a foreigner. But my country is part of the United Europe is a European country, part of the European agreement. So you should charge me the same price as the English students. You are breaking the law. He said, I know, but you see, according to that's international law, that's European law, but according to UK home law, this is all allowed. Our country allows that. Yes, but those this is against law. It's against European law. The European law is above English law, and so you are breaking the law. He said, okay, there's a simple solution, my teacher said. I'm not offering you the place now. Since you are disputing the price, I don't offer you the place. So that's it. I left the interview without a place, and I needed so much to get the place in that course to avoid my military training, you see. A year and a half marching, you see. But by a coincidence, we had also arranged the program in Cardiff because now I had moved to Cardiff, you see. So, okay, let's do a program about Sahaja Yoga in Cardiff and let's invite Mother. We never know, Mother might come. And Mother said she'll come. So Mother came. And it was Carol's birthday, So Mother came on Mother's birthday to attend the program in Cardiff. So at the program, when she met me, she said, so how did it go with your course? Did you get the place? I said, yes, Mother, I got the place, but then I lost it. Oh, you got it and then you lost it. What did you do? I argued about the price. The teacher then refused to give me a place, and then I took him to court. I mean, I started a lawsuit against him for refusing me the place when he is the one who's breaking the law. And Mother said, oh my God, and you want me now to give you a place on the course, isn't it? And you are suing your teacher, and you want me to find you a place on that course. Yes, Mother, if you could do, it would be a very good miracle. I need it. Mother said, you people, you are like mad sometimes, And now I have to solve this, isn't it? Well, it would be nice if you could, Mother. It would be a tremendous miracle. I really need it. Mother closed her eyes and she said, maybe there is a way you can do this. And do you know how to write a nice letter? I said, no, Mother, that's really not my specialty. I can sue someone. I can start a fight, but writing a nice letter, it's not my specialty. Yes, but if you knew how to write a nice letter, you could touch the heart of people, you see. Because you told me your teacher is like a stone. But remember, behind the stone, there's a heart. If only you knew how to touch that heart behind the so-called stone. There's a man there, the teacher. There's a man there. Behind the stone that you see, there's a man. But you have to know how to write something nice. So Mother dictated me a letter. What to write to the teacher. I wrote the letter. 2 days later, he gave me the place on the course at the same price as the English students. Even better. So
But
the things
Srimataji write the letter,
she
basically.
dictated the letter. She dictated the letter. I still had to write it because when she was dictated, she did not allow me to write it. She said, "You just listen to it." And now you ask your wife to write it because she can write with more feminine, motherly touch than you. So this is what I should say. Mother dictated, but didn't allow me to write it. I had to just take it inside.
Remember.
So I told my wife, and then my wife somehow wrote it with a more motherly touch, more feminine. 2 days later, you got a reply. Under alternative regulations, we're offering you a place on this course at the same price as the English students. And so I canceled my lawsuit against the university. Now, this teacher he still invited Sersipi all the same. Even after all this, invited Sersipi to be professor honoris causa of that university. And mother came and the daughters, one of the daughters came also. And by now, I was waiting for the results of my exams. So I met Srimataji at the airport. And she told me, congratulations on your exams. You did very well. You did extremely well. In fact, you got the best mark in 3 subjects out of 4. You were top of the class in 3 subjects out of 4. And I said, Mother, but the results have not yet been published, so maybe someone gave you wrong information. And mother says, no one gives me wrong information. I know that. I know. I spoke to your teacher, go on. I actually spoke to your teacher. I asked him if how well did you do or not, and he gave me the results straight away. I know they're not published, but he told me because he knows this is your teacher. Because mother had met him for that ceremony, for making Sasipi a professor of law. I was not invited, of course, I'm just a student. But mother met my professor and she knew my results before me. I couldn't even believe. I thought mother maybe got wrong information from some source. I said, no, I don't have wrong information. I have the right information. I spoke to your teacher, you see. So it was a strange incident. I got my place. That teacher, everybody told me, look, you sued that teacher. You took him to court. He gave you the place, and now he's going to fail you on your exam. You see, that's what he does because 50% of all students in this course fail the course. He's the worst one, and because you sued him, of course you failed. You failed the course. There's no chance of you passing it. He gave me top mark. This man, as mother said, there was a man behind the stone. You see, the man was honest. He gave me top mark, and he kept his word and invited Sir CP. And he charged me the same price as if I was an English student, according to European law. That's what the things mother can do. Mother said, "This is not easy. This is impossible. How can I? How can you get a place in your course after suing your teacher? It's impossible." But then mother found a way. Mother could do anything, Mother could do whatever is impossible. Mother can do it. It's only mother can do these things. So,
So all
but
this year, how long you studied there in Cardiff?
1 year, it was a post-graduation. So
As a
it was
post-graduation,
a
and
master's of law.
Sir CP, Master of Law. So Sir CP come and teach in that university.
Never, never,
Never.
because
He
he
just
had the
come
full time.
as a honorific teacher.
Yes, because he had the full-time job. He could not do other jobs like
Exactly.
that.
Yeah. After 1 year,
So
you move back. Uh,
back to London. Yes, but while I was there in Cardiff, there was a few incidents. Shimataji told me I have some relatives in Cardiff living there that I love very much. They are very close to me. People love me very much. They are my relatives. And I want to go and see them. You see, because I received a phone call from mother. You see, saying these things. Because it's because we invited mother for this public program in Cardiff. Mother said I'll come, but when I come, I want to meet my relatives who are living there in Cardiff as well. So you have to invite them. You see. And mother gave me very strict instructions how to meet relatives. He said, it's a nephew of mine, and his name is Councillor Varma. He used to be a councillor in Cardiff. So you go and meet him. I said, Mother, do you have his address? No, I lost his address. Just ask and you find him, you see. So I went to the council and asked, can I have the address of Councillor Varma? And they said, no, you can't because he's no longer a councillor. He's an ex-councillor. Now he's no longer a councillor. And you would never give the address of a public person like this to a stranger. So, okay. So this is going to be hard for me to find him now. But we started a public program. Local little program before mother comes. We started the program. When we started the program, an Indian lady came to the program and she said, "Oh my God, this photograph. I know this photograph because I work for Councillor Varma. I work for him. He has this photograph there all the time. This is this is like an aunt to him, and she's a great spiritual leader. She was telling me everything, how great mother is. I know, I know, I know, I know. No, I also know because I work for Councillor Varma. It tells me about this lady. So now you can give me the address of Councillor Varma. Of course, I can give you the address. So now I can meet him. See, mother told me, don't worry about it. When I said to mother, I cannot find his address, no one knows. She said, don't worry, it will come to you. As soon as you started the public program, a lady came and brought us the address for the Councillor Varma. But mother gave me another very specific instruction. When you go and meet him, I have a message for him. You are not allowed to give him his message over the phone. And you are not allowed to give him my message to a third person, to another person to give him the message. So this message is only for him. And you can only give him the message to him at his house, in his home, not in his business, not at work, not in the streets. You have to go to his home, and then on you can give him the message. There's no other way you can give him, not over the phone, not to his employee, like an employee came to meet us, And she said, dude, give me the message for Counselor Varma. I'll pass it to him. It's a message from Sri Mataji. He's very anxious to get the message. And I said, I cannot. Unfortunately, I cannot. I have to meet him first at his place. He was very anxious to meet me, but he had some business meetings also, and they had to travel, and so he had to wait a week before he could arrange a meeting with me. And but he said he couldn't even sleep. He was so anxious to get this message from mother. He had lost mother's address and phone number. Mother also had lost his address, but mother knew he lives in Cardiff, so if I go to Cardiff, I'll find him, and it will come to me. And he came to me, so we arranged the meeting after a week, you see, to go and see him. And this was a very important meeting. Another instruction mother gave me was, when you speak to him, remember this is a formal meeting. You have to behave yourself properly. Don't do anything nonsensical or stupid. You, you have to behave yourself because you are representing me. You are carrying a message from me. So it's as if I am coming to visit him. So realize the importance of this meeting and behave yourself properly. Okay. My instructions are very simple because I can do stupid things sometimes, so I have to behave properly. On that day, my wife received a phone call inviting her for a job interview, and it was so hard to get a job in those days in that place. So now it's the same day I have the meeting with the Counselor Varma. So now she said, you know what? You keep the baby. You take the baby to Counselor Varma as well. I know. You meet him, you take the baby. And I said, "Oh my God," because you cannot miss that important interview. Otherwise, when can she get a job? It's very hard. So, all right. So I took the baby on a pushchair to go and meet Counselor Varma. But now I know what's going to happen. He's going to start shouting, screaming. He needs a nappy change. I'm doing a very important meeting and I'm doing changing nappies and feeding the baby. And the baby will be shouting and screaming and doing all the usual nonsense. But nothing like that happened. Just before going inside the house, I told my child was 2 months old, 2 month year old baby. Please don't make a sound, not one sound. Do it for mother, please, because this is an important meeting. So you just don't do a sound. And I gave him a whole bottle of milk before going in. And that's for nappy change. There'll be no nappy change during this meeting. After you can have it, not now. Just shut up, be quiet, be good. So we arrived at the place of Councillor Varma. He was not there. He had a flood at his business, you see. Because he had a flood, he couldn't come. So I was there with his wife and children waiting for Councillor Varma. And I think we waited since this was immediately after lunch I went there. By the time it was 7 o'clock, we were still waiting for him to come. And he kept ringing, saying, please don't go, please don't go, please wait for me. Because I cannot even sleep without you giving me the message of mother. Can you give me the message? I cannot. Mother's instructions. I can only give it to you at your place in person. You see, I cannot tell you the message. So, but he had a flood, he couldn't come, you see. And so it was getting so late, you see. Now, all this time after lunch until 7 o'clock, I was there with my son. He never cried, he never moved from the pushchair, and he never had a nappy change or anything. I gave him a couple of bottles of milk while waiting, but his wife was saying, I've never seen a child like this. He just sat there in bliss and meditation all these hours, about 6 hours or 7, never made a noise. Always smiling as if he's in meditation like a little Buddha. I've never seen a thing like this. And I said, me too. I've never seen a thing like this. I told him that mother wants him to be good and be quiet for a few minutes. I thought that meeting was going to be 10, 15 minutes, because mother's message was not very long. I thought this is going to be a very short meeting. But then, because of the flood, he couldn't come. So in the end, I had to go home, you see, without meeting him. So he told me, please come again, come again, in a couple of days, because he had other business meetings now with the flood. He was in big, big trouble with these businesses because of the flood. So I came back I had to go back a third time. When I came back the second time, not third time, came a second time to meet him, without my baby this time, properly. And I told him mother's message, you see. And mother's message was just one or two sentences. That's small. And as I said the message, they started crying, him and his wife. And mother's message, I still remember now, today, what was the message? The message was, mother said, tell them that I have never forgotten all the love they gave me when I first came to meet them in Cardiff. Because mother came before to Cardiff. And the way they arranged the poetry program, because they arranged the poetry program for mother also of Sahaja Yoga when she came there. Many years before, in 1979, Sri Mataji came to Cardiff to meet them, and they arranged the program for Sri Mataji, poetry program. Beautifully organized, so well organized, it was perfect. And then they took mother to see the whole Wales, the place of Wales, and all the towns, and they looked after her. And mother stayed with them and had a wonderful time. So mother's message was, I have never forgiven all the love with which you treated me when I came to Cardiff. When I said that, they started crying, because they felt so touched that mother remembered everything and how well they organized the program. And now mother is coming to Cardiff again for another program that I am arranging. I'm arranging that one. And mother said, you don't do anything for this program. You don't need to do anything to arrange it. They will arrange it, the Saj Yogis, me and my wife. All I want is for you to come to see me at the program, you see, and to come to the train station to meet me, you see. So that's it. So I mean, they were crying because they felt so touched. Mother wants them to come to Poi program as special guests without doing any work, just to. And then mother had to come by train, and mother wanted to see them at the train station also. So I had to arrange those things to bring them to arrange the details, the trains, pass all the details to them so they could be at the train station, you see. So they came. So at the train station, mother arrived, and oh, they were hugging and everything. They hadn't seen each other for a long time. Him and his wife. And we all went on the car with mother. Mother insisted, you must travel with us. But the car was full. There was no place for me. So I went on the boot of the car. On the boot of the car, these big cars where you can also put the dog in the back. I went on that place. So during the trip between the train station and the POI program, I was talking to mother, you see, about the POI program. It was a tremendous, like a divine journey. That journey I traveled with mother. I was on the boot, but next to mother, like, from the back, talking to her. And every time there was a poster for the program, mother saw all the posters on the way. The car took a journey, by which there was a poster all the way to the program. Now, when we're trying to put the posters up, many people refuse the posters. And they said, well, I put it later, maybe I have to ask my boss. So we didn't know if you had achieved enough posters. But mother, sitting in the car, she spotted each and every poster on the journey. She's divine. And oh, here's another poster. Can you see? Yes, yes. Oh my God, I didn't know we put that poster there. Oh, another poster. Mother saw all the posters, you see. And she said, all right, you prepared the program. There's plenty of posters along the way on the journey, and we talked about the program. Mother asked me to show the adverts that I had written for the program, and she read the adverts. Okay, so now I know which people are going to come to this program. From reading the advert, she knew, okay, these are the people that are going to be attracted by this advert. And she was already preparing with a mind on the people that were going to appear on that program. From reading the adverts, she knew they were. It was a divine journey, that way. And it was very interesting because when I met these relatives of mother, they told me another important lesson, you see. This is another reason why I had to meet those relatives of mother. They said, because
What
they moved
what
house.
again was the relation between this counselor and Shimataji?
I think he's a nephew, and they arranged their marriage. So he knew him as a nephew, and he asked Shimataji to choose a wife for him because he knew You knew that mother is very good at making arranging marriages, you see.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
because he was a businessman, he wanted to marry someone who was very good for mathematics and numbers and business. So he gave mother a difficult task: find me a perfect wife, but also a lady with great intelligence of mathematics and numbers and business, because I need someone who can help me in my business. So mother found the perfect wife for him. This is mother's specialty, you see. And they were very devoted to her. And they told me something, a tremendous lesson they gave me. You know, sometimes if you are ill, we never call Sri Mataji. Ever. We don't call her. We don't even have her phone number. We lost it. If we need her help, we just look at the photo or we think of her. We just think of her and she solves the problems. Whenever we have a serious problem, business problem, health problem, anything with the children, we never disturb her because she's so important, so busy. She's trying to do so much for humankind. We cannot disturb her with our small problems. So we just think of her and she solves everything for us. See, this is why they were crying when they heard mother was coming and wanted to see them, and she hadn't forgotten all that time with them. They were just crying, you know. And they gave me that important lesson. But they were much more advanced than me because while I was there, this happens after I met them. When I met them, remember I had to wait for him to arrive about 6 hours, and he never came because of the flood. While I was waiting for him, and mother told me to be very polite, you see. So his wife kept giving me tea, you know, all the time. Okay, he's coming. Don't go away. Please wait. He'll come. He has to come. He's waiting. He rang again to say, please don't go. Wait. He's almost ready. He's coming. Don't go away. So I waited, waited, waited. And out of politeness, she kept me offering a cup of tea, you know, before dinner, you know, because when he comes, then you could have dinner. But it's a long time for the baby to sit down on a pushchair without changing nappy or moving or nothing, you see. So after a while, I had to go home. But this is an important lesson they gave me. You see, when you need her help, you don't ever call her. You see, you just think of her or ask her inside. But because she gave me so many cups of tea, you see, this wife of Councillor Varma, and I drank them all to be polite. I cannot drink tea because I'm allergic to tea. Caffeine makes me shake, you see. Caffeine makes me shake. And so, because she makes Indian tea, which is very strong, she cooks the tea bag in the teapot, you see. In the pot, she cooks it in the stove. So it's so strong that the tea bags are being boiled, you see, with the milk. And I couldn't even take a weak tea. It would make me shake, you see. But I wanted to be polite. I accepted every cup of tea she gave me, very strong. I drank them all. So now when I arrived home, suddenly I got too much energy. So much energy. It was all that tea. I didn't know. I felt I need to go for a run. I never go for a run. I'm not fit, you see. So I said, Carol, let's go for a walk. Let's go for a run. Let's go for the park. And so we went in a rush to the park. And I started running, 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 running non-stop in the park. I had never had so much energy in my life. All that caffeine, you see. And I ran and ran and ran. And Carol kept saying, stop, stop. You don't be crazy. You are going to have a heart attack or what? You are not used to running like this. You never run. You never hardly walk much, you know. What's happened to you? It must be the tea, maybe. You know, I've never had so much energy. I ran, I ran, I ran. And then I felt a massive pain in the heart. And I said, this is it. I'm having a heart attack. There in the streets, you know. It was such a powerful pain in the heart that I thought, I'm dying now of heart attack. I knew I was a heart patient, mother told me. So I said, you know, I don't want to die in the streets like this. Let's see if I can manage to walk a little bit to a telephone box in the streets. So I managed to reach the telephone box. I phoned Sri Mataji's house because I knew her number by heart. And I said, the person answered the phone, Sahaja Yoga, and I said, look, I'm having a heart attack. Can you ask mother for help? And he said, oh my God, it's your bad luck day. Sri Mataji left the home 5 minutes ago. She's gone. She won't be back for a day or so. She's going to an important international conference with her CP, so, you know, she won't be back to help you. She's left already. 5 minutes ago, she left. So I said, all right, bad luck. Okay, thank you very much, you know. And I started walking home very slowly, very slowly. And 5 minutes later, I felt terrific. It's gone. I'm cured. This is a miracle, you see. But mother wasn't there because mother left. to go to an international conference with RCP, you know. So I said, you know, Carol, let's go back and call mother's house again and tell that Sahaja Yogi, don't even tell mother I'm having a heart attack. There's no need to tell her because it's gone. I feel terrific. It's gone. As I rang the second time, he said, oh, well, there was a surprise. Sir CP forgot some very important documents and he had to come back with mother. As soon as as soon as mother arrived, we told her you are having a heart attack. So mother's been sitting there. Mother's sitting there. Even as I speak, mother was still giving me a bandan sitting down, you know. No wonder I'm feeling terrific. It's gone. And mother said, you are fine, don't worry, there's no heart attack, it's gone. It's mother took it away. Mother took it away. You know. Then I remembered, oh my god, these relatives of mother I met today, they don't even call mother. They just do it without the phone, you see. I had to ring mother twice, you see. I mean, these people, they are above us, they can teach us a lot, because they knew who mother is. They don't even need to disturb mother. I rang mother, I'm having a heart attack. I called mother straight away for help. So I was humbled by this. And mother came back. It's a miracle. She was giving me a bandan even while I was doing the second phone call, And she told me, don't worry about your heart attack. You're going to be fine. There's no heart attack. It's gone now. So mother saved me again. All that tea, I had never drank so much tea in my life. Even a bit of tea would make me shake. That day, I don't know if I drank 10 cups of tea of the strongest cooked tea, no wonder. And then I run like a madcap. That's why that pain in the heart. But it was a humbling experience.
This experience of you is not only a miracle, but it's also probably a lesson. So I'm sure it was for you just to emphasize more this lesson. Uh,
Faith in
probably
mother.
a
She's everywhere. She's
probably a
everywhere,
hard
really.
one, but wow.
It's a learning process. It was a learning process. We believed mother in person was essential at all times, but mother is everywhere. This was the lesson we had to learn. And she's still here nowadays. She's still around.
We are in 1984, probably.
Yes, indeed. Correct.
We are in 1984, and we have ahead of us a lot of beautiful stories and a lot of miracle, bigger or smaller. Um, I propose to stop now for this episode with the promise from not from us, from Luis, to continue this little story. And when we finish, probably we will find time to speak about the books as well. But I'm sure the next years we will have the next episode we will be able to talk about the next years in life of Luis and his experience in Sahaja Yoga. That's okay with you, Luis?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for inviting us. I love sharing these miraculous stories with Sri Mataji. Mother was full of miracles all the time. Mother can do as many miracles as she wants. She has all the powers. It's incredible what she can do.
And for me, and I hope for few people who listen to us, um these recollections of experiences and miracles and little events or bigger events where again I don't find the word and I don't want to use ordinary words, but I cannot put it in a comprehensive expression. Was over the moon. Was fantastic. You are the first one who told me this kind of stuff live on our conversation. So I thank you very much, and I thank as well to the people who listen to us for their patience, with the promise that we will come back with more episode. Uh, we said bye for now. Jai Shri Mataji,
Jai Shri Mataji.
and we see each other, I hope, very soon. Jai Shri
Thank you. Thank
Mataji,
you. Jai Shri
and,
Mataji.
and goodbye.